morning, everyone. I'm imagining that you guys are sitting right next to me right there, and we're just chilling out here on the deck. Look at this. Look at this sky. I mean, no sun, but it's still a bright white sky. Like Silent Hill is around the corner. And I'm just chilling. I don't see many birds. I don't see my squirrels, but they're around. I do see right up here. Let me see if I can zoom in. See that little wasp who made a nest? So I decided this time, y'all, that I am not going to knock down. I'm not going to knock down that wasp nest, because you know how we're conditioned to believe that everything is going to hurt us. Ooh, a bee, a bee, a bee. You know, a bug, a bug, a bug. And I always knock down the a wasp nest. Like, bees are welcome, but wasps aren't welcome. Spiders aren't welcome. Well, spiders are still not welcome. And I see a spider web right over there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm going to have to go and check that out. But I have made a decision that I am not going to knock down that wasp nest. Now, if it gets to be like there's 30, 40 wasps flying all around, you know, I'm going to probably feel uncomfortable, but I'm going to just wait and see. It's interesting just watching that wasp create his or her, you know, home. And it's like this little animal, this little insect is just trying, look at that sky, is just trying to build a home. And do you see that? It's just trying to build a home. I used to power wash all of this because I always wanted my deck white. And, you know, I just stopped doing it because the roof needed to be redone. And if they didn't, the HOA, we weren't able to do the roof, it was just no point in me going through all this. So all of this is that you see up there is all old stuff that needs to be pulled down, and it needs to be cleaned and spray painted. And I used to do that on a regular basis. I really did. But like right now, it just, you know, it just doesn't seem like it's going to be worth it. So one day I will have a better looking deck, I suppose. But look at that wasp. Oh my gosh. Let's go over here and see. I'm kind of ashamed of myself because I used to really take care of my deck. Look at that. So I don't see any spiders. But that's something that needs to be dealt with really soon. And I will deal with it. Especially now that the temperature has gone down. I need to deal with this too, y'all. Look. See that? This needs to be replaced. I think what I'll do is scrape all this stuff off. And then after I scrape it off, I'll restain it. But I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, seriously, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This stuff, look at that. This needs to be replaced. Restaining and restaining and restaining is not going to be the answer. You know? It's a project that I used to just keep, you know, I used to keep it sewed together. But then, you know, stuff happens, right? But it's definitely on my list of things that needs to be dealt with. It really is. But most people around here, guys, I really don't put up a lot. They don't really do a lot. See, the HOA used to take care of all of this back in the day. All of this was taken care of by the management. We never had to worry about caring for our own deck. And, but, you know, things change. Nothing stays the same. You notice that, right? Except Jesus and his love, but nothing stays the same. things are new and they're fresh and they're popping and they get all the attention, like a brand new vehicle or a brand new house or a brand new whatever. And then eventually it just kind of like tapers off, you know, and it becomes neglected, or it's not flicking your Bic anymore, you know. And I hate that that's how things are. Everything has an expiration date, you know. Friendships, relationships, you know, everything kind of fizzles out. But isn't this just peaceful? I just love being out here, y'all. I love being out here. So let me ask you guys a question while we're sitting out here looking at this beautiful sky. I am trying to figure out what I can do that would be more fresh and new for my devotionals. Some devotionals get a little more attention than others, and I always let the Lord lead on what I do and what I pick. But I'm thinking like it's time for a change up. Now, I did say that I would still do the 7-day devotional, but the last 2 days of the devotional would be the Mr. and Mrs. And I'm just wondering, would you all prefer if I just did all Mr. and Mrs.? You know, I know not everybody is married or has a partner, but I can do that if you guys give me, you know, hints or ideas, suggestions, and then I can figure out what I really want to do. Let's see what else I was gonna say, because I've recycled through all of my devotional books with you guys, but of course we haven't completed the devotionals. My books are, you know, have a lot of pages in them, so to me it's still a fresh word. But I noticed that in my devotionals, y'all, they always seem to be catered towards helping the everyday person of faith to stay strong. And I just opened up to anything, you know, and just see what comes out. But I'm trying to figure out a fresh, new approach for the devotionals. So if you guys have suggestions, just drop it in the comment section. And I appreciate that. I love over there. So yeah, so that's what I've been thinking about. That's what I'm going to be praying about. So we're already pretty much halfway through August devotionals, but I think I'm going to try to invest a little bit more in off-the-cuff devotionals, real quick, real fast, just putting out a little powerful word or just a powerful inspiration, you know, and see how that works. But I think I'm going to be done with that, you know, the first week of every month. Now, if you guys want me to keep doing the first week of every month, you can just say so. I know everybody's not on the same page, you know, but I'm just saying that I think it's time for something a little fresh, a little new, and I'm not sure what I want to do. Do you prefer me going straight to the Word, straight to the Bible, or do you prefer the devotionals? You know, what is of interest to you, you know? But I think that what I'm gonna do, what I'm kind of headed towards is like every Monday, maybe have a fresh devotional that's not too long, that you can carry with you throughout the week. I was thinking about doing that, and I was thinking that would probably be a little bit better. I'm not sure yet, but we'll figure something out. But in the meantime, I am going to start fixing some eggs. So how about we come on into the house and start cooking? Okay, y'all, we are in the house. We are back in. I went ahead and I cleaned the deck, swept it, got those cobwebs and spider webs up, got my jazz going, and we are ready. And our fragrance is some warm cookies. I know, I really shouldn't be burning these poisonous stuff. And I got some things here I need to do. I need to check off some things. We'll get to that in a minute. But let's go ahead on into this kitchen, y'all. And that's trash that's got to go out. Hold on. Oh, wow. There we go, y'all. I did it again. I thought I pressed the pause button and it didn't pause. We are still rolling. All right, so what I did was I used up all the rest of these eggs. And, you know, y'all, something's wrong with my phone. I'm going to just tell you this. So I'm eating 3 egg yolks a day. Okay, 1 egg yolk per meal. All right. And we turn this fire down. I meant to turn that down. All right. And 4 egg whites and 1 yolk. And this is just to take off the stress on the liver. We still want high fat, but we just don't want it to be as high in saturated fat. So I'm going to add some cheese. All right, and again, this is not what you see on the label. All right, that is a concoction of cheeses from Sargento. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put some scallions on here. And also going to put some scallions on in my broth. So let me get this going. And we're going to put some serious seasoning on here, y'all. I mean, some serious seasoning. We are going to put some crushed red pepper. And we are going to put salt. And we're going to put this powder on here. And I'll be right back. Okay, so, and now I'm going to just put a little bit on here just to top it off. And now let's take you over here to the sink. All right, so that's Gary's dinner. Don't mind that. And I got these frozen red peppers and onions because I didn't feel like buying the original ones. So this, I spray this on all of this. And part of my wash. Now this has already been sitting, so I probably didn't need to do that again, but let that sit a little longer. And we're going to chop up some of these scallions and toss them on the eggs, so hold on. And yes, I sanitized my sink before I put that in there because I'm such a stickler about that. All right, so let me get a bowl. So yeah, y'all, this is real-time, amateur, imperfected, you know, spend the day with me type stuff. Spent time on the deck, did my stretches, and I washed up because you guys know I take my shower at night or either after I work out. So with that being said, you know, I'm going to have to sit this somewhere for now. We do a thorough washing up in the morning. Get the vitamins and minerals and all that good stuff going, and we're good to go. So all I need now is to put this on my tray, and I'm going to put a half a scoop of this avocado mash on it, and I'm going to put some pepper on it, and that's breakfast. I'm going to also have a side of my bone broth with my flaxseed in it and some scallion onions, nice hot broth. And then I'm going to have a drink, which is going to be my hibiscus tea with my electrolyte water in it. And then this right here, you know, is just my lemon lime water. So that is breakfast, y'all. That is breakfast. So once I'm done eating, I'll be right back and we'll start fixing Gary's dinner. So hold on. All right, y'all. Let us go and just kind of butter this pan up really good. So that's what I'm working on. And I made my, let me take you over slowly. So we've got, there's my egg there, and there's my soup. So all I gotta do now is just make my juice. But, I mean, my, what do you call it? My other stuff, you know, the drink, the electrolytes. Okay, so while I'm eating, I'm gonna let this cook. All right, this is what the man wanted. This is what the man got. And we're gonna put potatoes, we're gonna put onions, all in this, and we're gonna make this kielbasa type meal. And he wanted gravy. He's a gravy man. So we've got beef gravy, but we're also gonna put some of this pizza Boli's garlic sauce, poison, but it's gonna add a little bit of a kick of a flavor. All right, so let me slice up these and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, I'm back. So we've got that garlic butter in here, and we got the sausages sliced, and the potatoes have been washed. Yeah, everything's been washed and sliced and diced. So I'm gonna let that cook a little while before I add the veggies, because I don't want the veggies to get too like over caramelized. So I'm gonna let these cook for a while. And if you're wondering, why did I not put this in the crock pot or in the multi-purpose rice cooker? Because I've done that before, and I don't want the potatoes to be so mushy and soft. I don't want it to be like a stew. I want it to be, you know, whatever it is that you call it when it's in the pan. And adding the potatoes and the gravy in the multi-purpose cooker is going to make it too much like beef stew. And putting it in the crock pot, I would want to cook these first before I put it in the crock pot, because in the crock pot, it doesn't have that charred flavor. So it's all about what flavor you want, what texture you want. That's what that is. Okay, so again, y'all, I apologize for me sitting the phone down like this, thinking that I had paused it and it was still recording. But you know what? I'm feeling like I want to keep my content real. I want to keep it raw. I don't need it to be polished and perfected, because I'm not polished and perfected. So you get the real deal. And that's what I like about other people's videos. It's raw. You see the mishaps, the hiccups. You see the camera fall over, or you hear someone in the background. You know, it's because it's real life. We get enough phony crap on TV as it is. You know, at least on YouTube, you get real stuff. Real. You know? So that's what I'm trying to be. It's as authentic as I possibly can be. So we're going to let these char and get these potatoes cooking, and we're going to be good. And then when it gets to the place I need it to be, we can add in these. I did not feel like getting red peppers, green peppers, and onions and dicing it up. I just said, you know what? Today it's going to be this. He's not as picky as I am, as long as it tastes good, you know. So now we're going to move on. We are going to move. I'm going to slide you over here, and we're going to start packing some lunches. Okay. This is what he wanted. He wanted ham, and he wanted mozzarella or any type of cheese. And we're going to put in some stone ground mustard. And we are going to make some sandwiches. I don't know if he wants it toasted or not, but, and then we're going to put these little tiny little bags of chips in. This is something he hasn't had in a very, very long time, at least not that I know of, you know. But that's what we're going to do, and get him a nice little lunch, and we're going to use those brown paper bags that I told you guys about, and that have the little scriptures in them. So he took his first one today. What did I put in his lunch today? I put fish in his lunch. It was fish, and then there was also peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you know, PB&J for a snack. So yeah, so this is gonna be for, I usually make like 2 sandwiches, bag of chips, or 2 bags of chips. That's 2 days worth of lunch. But the refrigerator at his office hasn't been working so good, so I want to keep it down to a minimum. So we're going to make these sandwiches, and let's see what I'm going to do. Let me see. Nope. Wait a minute. I'm going to see if I can prop you guys up. And I don't think it's going to work. Nope. You guys just fell over. See, if I could just keep it right like this, that would be good. If I could keep it like this, that would be good. But it will not stay. And that is because I got so much stuff in the wallet section. Other than that, it would stay. Just like that, it would stay. Now, it'll stay if I'm watching a movie like that. But for me to get it to stay like this, let me see. I put something back here. Because then you guys could just see me make the sandwiches. And no. Let me see. Let's try this. Nope. All right. So, hold on. All right. So, he was eating the healthier bread. But as you can see, not this time. All depends on whatever, you know. All right. So, we got one thing of bread here. And so, we don't put mayo on it because mayo is going to be a problem. So, we just put mustard. And we're going to spread this mustard so that every bite is the same. Let me see. All right. So just trying to get it to cover up the whole slice without overdoing it. This might be a little bit too much. But okay. Just need to spread that over a little bit. I can't really do it with the, I'm going to have to put more, just a tad. All right. That's going to do it. Because I don't want to put too much because it'll be too spicy for him. So he wants some ham. Now you can fold it and that way it'll be thicker and you can get your ham to kind of last longer. You get more for your money's worth and give it that thicker. So I tend to like to fold it, but sometimes for myself I just do it like that. But all right, and now we're going to take a slice of this cheese and put the cheese right on top of there. And that's all he wants. He doesn't want lettuce, he doesn't want tomatoes. You know, I could probably slice an onion on there, but why would I want to put a slice of onion? You're going to be working with people. You don't want onion breath. And then we're just going to put this on here. And that's it. That's all he wants. Just basic and simple. And then I'm just going to cut it cat a corner or probably cut it this way. So it'll be easier for him to grab. And then we're just going to wrap it up with a bag of chips. And we're going to put it in the bag. So hold on. Okay, so we've got the sandwich wrapped up. And no, I didn't work at a deli. But there's the sandwich wrapped up. And here is a little bag of chips. Moderation, always. And hold on. Okay, so here is our brown paper bag. And there is the word right here. And so we're going to put the sandwich in. And put the chips in. And normally I like to put in a piece of fruit. So let me go get a plum. Okay, so I got him this tiny little plum. So we got some fruit. And there we go. Usually I'll put like a little card, you know, like the little Snoopy encouragement cards in. But I use them all up. And if I don't have any cards, I don't put nothing. And then we'll just fold this. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, I always staple the bags so that way nothing spills out. So there's his lunch. Now I know this is going to sound really crazy, but this is what I do. All right, I come up here and get. Sorry, I didn't mean to go that fast. All right. Other people have lunches, right? It's a big refrigerator, and so what I do is I put Batman on it. No, nobody can accidentally take his lunch, which has happened before. He's had people eat his lunch before, and it's a long story. And they were like, they knew that that was his lunch after they opened it. It's crazy. It was crazy. But anyway, that's his nickname. You know, what's up, Batman? You know, so it's got Batman on there. And that way I don't have to worry about anybody eating his lunch. And it's a long story for another time, but this just, it's done. So I think I'm going to end the video here. No, I can't because we're still cooking. We're still cooking. How am I going to end the video here? All right. Hold on. All right, there we go. So let's just check on this and see how it's doing. Oh, yeah, look at that char. Look at that. Yeah. So we got a little bit of ways to go. So I'll be back when this is all done and when I'm ready to add the vegetables because it's going to be a little while. And like I said, we want to get that char on it, but we want to get these potatoes cooked too. And it's going to take a little bit of time. But I just don't want to put it in that friggin', whatchamajiggy. Let's see. I can't even taste it, y'all, because of this stupid egg fast. I can't taste it to see. You know what I'm saying? Just to see. I'm going to have to just let it be. Just going to have to let this thing cook. And we'll be back when we get back. All right, y'all. I'm back. And change of plans. All right, so we've got this sausage charred up real good. Let me see. Look at that potato. Woo! Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. That is what I am talking about. That's what I want. All right, so what we're going to do now is there's been a change of plans. Instead of adding this in, we are going to put it in the crock pot. I mean, not the crock pot. We're going to put it in the rice cooker. And that's what we're going to do. So, put that over there in that rice cooker. And why are we doing this? Because he wants the potatoes to be a little softer. All right, so if it turns out to be a little on the soupy side, that's fine. But the char is there. And since the char is there, we're good. But the potatoes, he's like, we can let the potatoes be a little bit softer. But this time, I'm going to change the setting on the rice cooker, multi-purpose rice cooker. And what I'm going to do is change the way it cooks so that the potatoes don't get too mushy. And then it starts looking kind of funky. All right, so I'm doing it the hard way because I'm holding this phone. And let's see. Let me see. Okay. So now we're going to take these veggies. I'm going to put some of them in the pot. All right. Oops, sorry. All right, we're going to put some in the pot. I think I need a new rice cooker because you see that scratches on there? That means somebody was using my rice cooker. Or either I was using my rice cooker and wasn't using this. or it happened washing dishes. I don't know what it is. But see, I'm going to mix all that in there together. All right, let's see. I'm not going to put all of this in here. Let's see how much we got left. Yeah, we can keep that. Put that in a little Ziploc freezer bag. And I'm going to let this cook for a while. And we're going to press the start button. It's where I need it to be. And we're going to let that handle itself. All right, and then I'm going to wash the dishes. And once it gets to where we need it to be, I can take it out of the crock pot and put it back into the frying pan and then pour the gravy over it. But we're going to do this to soften up the potatoes. So that's why we're going to do that. And let's take a look and see. Yeah, see, I love that. You see how that sausage got that char on it? There was one piece that's like really charred, like overly charred. Yeah, that's going to be hard for him to eat. And see, for me, I can eat that because I love that blackness. But that's going to be a lot for him. But by putting it in this rice cooker, it will soften it. But yeah, that I like it. I like it like it just came off of a barbecue grill, you know. You know, he likes char too, but not as much as I do. So we're going to leave that like that. And I'm going to pour some oil in it. Not gravy. I'm just going to put some oil in it. And we're going to let it cook for a while. Also, I got some good news. And let me put the oil in and we're going to go to the table and I'll share my good news. All right, y'all, we're back. We're back. All right, so we're going to do our questions for the day. And this is just spending the day with me. And this is what my day is like. This is what my day is like today. All right, so while we're doing this, I'm going to tell you what my good news is. I got a phone call from my neighbor who was wondering, she's going out of town for 15 days, but she's taking her dog Kane with her. You guys remember Kane, right? And so for 15 days, she was going to say, you want to come over and watch Samson. That's her cat. And I can do that for 15 days straight. I can come over to her house, feed her cat, spend time with her cat, and then come back home. And she was like, well, I didn't ask you because I know that you don't like coming out in the heat, you know. And I told her I don't want her cat to be home alone for so long. I said, I can stay over there and then just go back and forth to my house, go back and forth, back and forth. And of course, I don't want to do that back and forth because it was hot outside. Now, lately, it's been pretty cool the past couple days. But I told her, I said, you know what? How about we do this? Let me and Gary come over tonight and get all of Samson's stuff. We'll get the litter box with the litter in it, all of his toys, his bed, all of his snacks, and bring it to my house, and he can stay with me for 15 days straight. And he can run around, play on the carpet, and just get love, you know? And she was like, oh, that's great. She was like, yeah, I'll do that. And I was like, okay, I'll see you tonight between 9:30 and 10:30. So God is so good. Jesus is just so good. He has found a way to bring me the animal love that I long for, that I miss, without the responsibility. You know what I mean? Samson has warmed up to me. I'm probably going to call him Sammy because you know I got to put an I on the end of everything. So I'm going to be like, hey, Sammy, you know, and I'm going to love that cat like that cat has never been loved before. And I'm going to make him cozy. I'm going to show him Gappy on my bed. I'm going to show him Andy. And Sammy is going to be a part of this family. And for 15 days, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I'm so excited. And in a house that is so dead after the loss of both of our pets that we had for 18 and 13 years. This house has just been dead, you know. And it's like, this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. We are going to have a cat for 15 days. Just like, look at God. And every time I spend time with Sharon, my neighbor, it's, I don't know, it's the presence of God is so strong. And it's like, as soon as we start talking, we just start talking about Jesus and our love for him, our passion for him. And it's like, my gosh, can we like have a conversation without including Jesus? Like, seriously. And it's like, oh my gosh, woman, you got a strong spirit on you, you know? And let me tell y'all this story really quick. Here's the deal. When her brother had passed away, right? One of her loved ones said, I'm bringing a psychic to your house. One that is a real woman that has a gift. They called her psychic, but she had a strong gift. And the very first thing that this woman said was, you have so many angels surrounding you. She said, I don't care what you do, you are protected. She said, God is really protecting you. She said, you have so many angels around you. She said, oh my goodness. Oh my Lord. Oh my God. And I don't know if this woman was a woman of faith. I don't know anything about the woman, but the woman was just brought there from a friend of a friend of a friend who knew, and said, can you please help, my family member because of their grief, I don't care what you say or do. And they didn't say anything, or they just came right out and said, oh my God, you have so many angels around you. And it was just like, she was like, oh, okay. All right, thanks. It was like nothing, because it was at that particular time, but after the fact, it's like, wait a minute, something incredible just happened here, and it just like blew my mind. I was like, I told her I believe it. I believe it. You know that you've got your angels with you. And it was just so profound. So I enjoy this woman's company, and you guys know me, I'm very particular about people. But she's definitely one that I know God brought us together. Okay, so today is Tuesday and we're back to week 1. And this is the first week of August. Okay, so did I stay within my ratio goals? Yes, I did. I stayed within my ratio goals. What food or feeling made me pause today? And that is just the the egg fast. Okay, so I had to alter the egg fast. So I have 1 yolk and 3 to 4 whites for breakfast, which you guys just saw. Loaded down with seasoning, just for the adding of it. I'm going to repeat that for lunch, except minus the broth. I don't think I'm going to want any more broth, but if I do, I will sip that with the onions on it. Won't be in need for any more flaxseed. So I've had my flaxseed for today. And then for dinner, it will be the same thing with the optional broth. And my ratio is like, my fat is like in the 60s. And then my protein is like in the 30s. And then my carbohydrates is 3%. This is the percentage. And that's the percentage that I want to have. I don't want my fat percentage to be higher than 60, because it's going to be mega pain. It's going to be very stressful on my liver. So I don't want it to be too high. So that's why I'm not using butter. I'm just using avocado oil, tiny bit of coconut that's blended in, but it's mostly avocado oil. And the avocado mash that I'm using. So, and then the cheese. So there you go. That's where my fat content is coming from. So this is day 2 of the egg fast. It's going really good. I'm not hungry, but I haven't worked out yet either. So that's another thing. After I worked out, and I'm doing an AM and PM workout. Okay. So we are at here. Was I hungry or just responding to emotion? I was hungry. Yes, I was. I was genuinely hungry. When I woke up, I was genuinely hungry when I woke up. But the funny thing about it, y'all, is that I fasted. I'm not talking about just the egg fast. I fasted where I'm going as long as I can without my first meal. You know what I mean? I spilled my water. So, but yeah. So I figured if I added that into it, like when I get up, I'm waiting till the last minute to eat. I go out on the deck. I spend time with the Lord. I do some journaling. I do some cooking. I do some cleaning. I do my stretches. I bathe. I do all the things. And then when it's time for me to eat, I know when it's time for me to eat because I can't allow myself to get nauseous. And then I eat, take a little bit of my vitamins, and then, you know, do whatever else I got to do, and then get on that tread climber. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do some journaling in here. This is my dining room table journal, which is so ridiculous, but that's what this is. And we are at what page? Yep, we're right here. So this is where I'm going to do some journaling and some prayer journaling. And that's where I'm going to end this part of the video. The next thing that you're going to see is the final product of Gary's kielbasa dinner, with the sausages and the onions and the green and the red peppers and the potatoes. And that is what that's going to be. So I want to give a shout out to everyone. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. You don't know how much I appreciate it. Keep me in your prayers. Know that you guys are in my prayers. And I love and pray for all of my subscribers and for all my OGs who have been with me. Oh, what is it? What is that saying? Oh my God, my OGs from my A1s from day one. So yeah, you know it. And Cherie, if you're watching again, I say thank you for the gift of that calling me. And oh my gosh, I smiled the entire day thinking of you. And our laughs were so genuine. And I said this in another video that, you know, we were just genuinely laughing. I had not laughed so hard in such a long time. I needed to release those endorphins. So I will continue to thank you for that. Don't ever think that it wasn't divine, because it was divine, and I'm grateful for that. So on that note, God bless you all, and God willing, I will see you in the next video. So like I said, this last little clip is going to be the finished product of the turkey kielbasa. You won't hear my voice or anything like that. I'm just going to show you what it looked like. Well done. And we're done. And I can't taste it because I'm on this egg fast. So we're just going to look at it and know that it tastes good. So I'll see you in just a bit. Hey y'all, this is the finished dish. This is the finished, completed project, product, results. Okay, so we had this, like I said, in the rice cooker. Once the potatoes got nice and soft for him, I put it in here. So that way they're softer for him to bite into. And we got that char right there. I'm going to pull that off. Oh, no, yeah, no, I'm going to leave it. Now let me pull that off. All right, that's more like a little too burnt for him. Let's see here. This one right here. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit too burnt for him. Let's pull that off. All right. Okay, so this is looking good. Let's see, this one will be, let's see, yeah, that one's fine. Yeah, that one's fine. All right. So this is it, y'all. This is Gary's kielbasa. Yeah, that's good. And this one right here, this is going to be a little bit too crispy for him. It's perfect for me. But yeah, we do both like charred stuff. You know, Gary calls it, I want some skillet sludge. skillet sludge. So yeah, that's good. But no, I just need to make sure it's just tender enough for his teeth. Okay, so this is done. I think I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of top it off with a little bit of this stuff. Not too much. And that is garlic and black pepper, because the sausages was already seasoned, so I don't want to overdo it, but I want to put a little something on there. I can tell this is going to taste good, but I cannot taste it. I can just like maybe lick. Yeah. It's just how I expected it to taste. So we are done. Woo! That took a little bit of time, but it was fun. It was easy to make, and I enjoyed doing it. Everything is done. The housework is done. I'm all cleaned. All I gotta do now is get on that tread climber, get that AM workout in, get that PM workout in. My journaling is done, and this will be the last of the filming. Actually, I've got some happy mail in the mailbox, so I'm not sure if I will do that tonight or not, but that's it for now. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful night. If I get Sammy tonight, I will put up little videos and shorts for my memory purposes especially, but sharing it with you guys. I can't wait to get Sammy tonight. Oh my gosh, I could go get him right now if I wanted to, but I'm gonna wait till Gary gets home. We can bring all his stuff in, make it set up nice and cozy, and just let my home be his home. Put his litter box in my bathroom, set his food up in my bedroom so that he can feel comfortable in my bedroom, and then when he feels ready, he can explore the rest of the house. You know, I mean, I've had cats in my life for over 25 years on a daily basis. So I know what turns them on. I know how to relate to them. I know where to touch them, how to touch them. They're in my blood. I'm like feline, you know. So you know what? As a matter of fact, let me tell y'all a real quick story while we watch this cook. I remember I had a friend, all right, I've told this story before, but for the new ones, for the new guys, I have a friend who is a deliverance minister, but he doesn't like that term. Some people call him an exorcist, okay? And my OGs know this story, but I'm not going to tell the whole story. But we all went out to dinner to celebrate, and this was like back in 2015, yeah. And this lady who has a gift, okay, I mean a real sensitive gift. I don't know all the details, but she came up to me. She was sitting beside me actually, and she looked over and she said, "Somebody here walks with cats. Somebody here has cats walk with you." And Gary looked at me, and I was like, "Well, where, you know," I was asking her questions and like, "Where's this coming from?" She said, "My spirit guide just told me that someone here walks with cats. There's someone here that cats follow them." And Gary said, "You're looking right at her." I mean, and she went and gave something to, she said, "There's somebody here who's got crystals in their pocket." And it was true. Somebody there had crystals in their pocket. But it was just amazing. You know, it's like the spirit world had, you know, I don't know what she did or dabbled in or whatever, but I know that that's what happened at that dinner table. And it was like so funny. And at that time I was like, well, what else? What else? What else? You know, that's all I'm getting. That's all I'm getting. All right, y'all. I just threw that in there since I was telling you about Sharon's experience. So anyway, God bless you. Thank you so much. And I will see you in the next one.